what's happened here, that hundreds of gypsy and traveller families in the recent years have been thrown off their own land, although they were advised to go out and buy pieces of plots that they could settle themselves in, since local councils no longer have to do this. Now with Dale Farm, we're trying to draw a line in the sand and say, look, we can't go on having evictions because this is taking us only backwards to a worse life than travellers have now on their own land. So the issue at court here today is whether it was right for Basildon Council to vote to spend £2.9 million of public money on a purely negative operation which would involve bailiffs and bulldozers crushing the homes of about 90 families who are now living on a piece of greenbelt. Now we believe in the greenbelt, but we have to bear in mind that Basildon Council is under pressure and will have to concede greenbelt land for about 13,000 houses of the new government housing scheme. And we believe part of that greenbelt should go to us, and the common sense dictates why not leave the families at Dale Farm and take away this insecurity they've suffered now for 5 years. It is also a huge European issue. The Roma, travellers and gypsies are a minority of over 10 million. They are the biggest minority in Europe, and Dale Farm is just a corner of that story. Of the years of suffering, the Nazi genocide, the continued discrimination and hatred, which I've seen in my own lifetime, not get better, but unfortunately get worse.
They didn't want us there, over being travellers. This country is a very racist country. They'll tell you they're not. They're very racist people in this country. You know what I mean? These bailiffs, they don't give a care. When they live here, they got their money in their pocket and they're smiling. We got rid of the bloody jippos. You know what I'm saying? We got rid of the bloody jippos. But the councils don't realise, when they put us out of here, where in the name of God are we going to go? The police comes, when the police come with the bailiffs, the police will come heavy-handed, and if you open your mouth, they'll kick the shit out of you. I nearly lost my life with the police. Everything was going peaceful in the eviction, but the police started coming heavy-handed. I had 2 grandchildren inside in the caravan. The 2 kids was very, very, very upset. 2 little babies at the time. They were screaming. The mother wasn't allowed into the caravan to get the kids out of it because they were taking the caravan out. There were 2 little babies inside in the caravan. Nobody was left into the caravan to get the kids out. The police surrounded the whole lot. You know, and there was 2 little babies and they're screaming their heads off. And when they put the handcuffs on me, look, I still have the scars. They tightened them that much. My hands turned blue and ripped my hand. They put them on that tight. And every one of them was laughing at me. The police and the bailiffs and the councils, them 3 works together, and they don't give a care what happens. I've got grandkids would be affected. I have a little boy, and it was the first eviction he was ever in, and he didn't get over that for 6 months. He used to get nightmares.
Then it's a sin for all the children who goes to school that is learning how to read and write. When they're out at the side of a road, they don't get a chance for anything like that.
You know, not alone me. There's a lot of old people here. I'm old myself, but there's a lot of older people, 20, 30 years older than me, that's with heart trouble. Some is down there in a wheelchair. You know, there's a lot of very sick people here. But the councils is not bothered about that. All they want to do is get you off. You're out of that. Once you're past our district, you're They have no more worries about you. If you got killed, if somebody passed out behind a wheel, they're not bothered. Why should they be?
There's a lot of cancer patients, very ill people, people on wheelchairs. I know they do say you can go anywhere and get a doctor. Yes, you can get any place to go and get a doctor. But what about if you're terminally ill and you need treatment every second day, even once a week? You have to have an address, you have to have a place to stay. You can't keep running from pillar to post, from this doctor to the next doctor. Keep sending back for your files, they gets lost. Oh, it's a nightmare. Just hell.
If they get evicted from here, that means you've no postal address, you have nowhere for to get your cars, tax, your insurance, whatever else. There's nothing like that. There's nowhere to get appointments in for the doctors. No doctor will take you on because you can't ring a doctor if you need one at the side of the road. So it's going to be very hard on everybody, including my parents. It will be very hard.
If I have to leave my home, I can't take this out on the road, you can't tow it, I have no place else to put it.
That you would basically create an internal refugee problem in Essex, right near central London.
How would you view the actions of the Basildon Council, which wants these people evicted?
Well, the Labour Party in Basildon says that it is a tainted decision, a racially tainted decision, to spend so much public money, that's nearly $6 million, on moving people off a very small piece of land that happens to fall within the green belt. We feel that it's really they're using the law as a smokescreen to get rid of travellers out of Basildon. Here it is a question of people have bought their own land, have put everything into it, and I'm determined to stand with them and win their right to stay on that land and live on it.
Well, if somebody came to your home, putting you up, what would you do?
We're very grateful to the Advocacy project for helping us to do this. We need a permanent website, we need people to get information and get the word out what is happening here and the stand that's being made not only by Dale Farm but other people like us who are making a stand for human rights and for a better life for our children. Because just to know that people in America care what's happening at Dale Farm has given us a great courage. It's giving us courage. And I hope that as long as you stand with us, we shall stand together and see this through to the end.
So the Advocacy Project's support is important to you, is it?
Well, I was there when your telephone came through to Basildon Council and they were shaken that somebody was ringing up from Washington and saying, hey, what's going on here? Can't you treat your people decently? So yes, it does count for a lot.